one of the hottest news that everyone's talking about is, Occupy Wall Street bets. For, people who's unaware, it's basically, subreddit on, you know, Reddit for investing, but not just investing. It's more of the, you know, lose money, but, lose money with friends, right? Sir, this is a casino kind of thing. Um, a lot of the, you know, troubling stuff that I've seen is, the hedge fund stuff and, blame the retail stuff, right? That's a lot of the kind of stupid stuff that I see. But, other than that, just a little background. I've been following Wall Street Bets for some time. Right? I mean, I do investing on the side as well. You know, Planeteer Gang. And it's kind of interesting to see how the subreddit has gone mainstream, right? It's all over the news. I mean, I know Wall Street Bets has been on the news sometimes. Like they've been on like Wall Street Journal, I believe, and they've been on certain like articles, but not up to this level, right? I mean, I've remembered, for those of you who are uninitiated, I've been on a part of Wall Street Bets for like let's see, from what I remember, I've been here and there, but for the most memorable, people and posts that I've seen is the legend himself, control the narrative, where he experienced the big guh. Of him, I think he was playing with margins, right? Where he was just borrowing a lot of money. And I believe he bet on Apple. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, I think when opening came, it just went, right? And, the legend of Anal Farmer, of him betting on SPY puts. And one thing led to another where he bet 100K. And he just kept betting and betting. He made $600,000, right? $600,000. And the reason he did that was because of one Mr. Mangle tweet. And everything dropped. He makes bank. A sensible person would just, take their profits and run, right? 600,000 is, absolutely, disgusting profits, right? Wrong. We are all out here trying to be millionaires, right? It's not in our interest to be, tax and debt slaves, right? Why would you be a wage cuck when you can be a millionaire, right? So obviously what he does is he doubles down, and then he loses it all through canopy calls, I believe, right? Never heard from him ever again. And I think he was like 19, right? I mean, dude, that's what happens. That's what happens, right? A lot of things have happened. There's a lot of stuff with the irony, man, and him losing a bunch of money on spreads. We just lose money. That's the Wall Street Bets way, right? A lot of things have happened. And then here comes, the legend himself, Roaring Kitty, aka, D fucking value. He sees, a great play of, hedge funds shorting GameStop 140%, right? And this GameStop, last year was like $3, right? Near March 2020 and April 2020, in that range. And everyone was talking about how Michael Burry was accumulating GameStop, and everyone was making fun of him. But at the same time, Michael Burry is basically a god among Wall Street Bets, right? With everyone quoting The Big Short. I mean, you got a bunch of gods, right, from Wall Street Bets. You got Michael Burry, you got Elon Musk, you got Gordon Gekko, you got who else is like there, right? A lot of bunch of names that people respect over there. So, as time went on, GameStop, slowly goes up, because every stock goes up, right? Because of the Fed manipulation, and we're in a bubble. Who cares if we're in a bubble right now, right? Because at the end of the day, the printer goes, and he bets $50K to counteract with the hedge funds that are short, right? Post is on Reddit. All public, right? Everything is public. And when people found the momentum, everyone, Wall Street Bets, we don't do our, due diligence, right? When we see a post, a lot of rocket ships, I'm in. You see those comments, I'm in, basically, right? Everyone gets in, hedge fund starts losing money, right? And now all of a sudden you see the momentum here of them losing billions, in the reaction, right? The reaction towards, the older generation compared to the millennial generation that I'm in, right? Everyone on TV that's a talking head is now lambasting, the retail traders of, basically trying to scare them, make it sound like they're doing an illegal, pump and dump. That's not even the case, right? Right? They're just trying to scare the older generation of people to kind of pull out their money, or maybe kind of influence, whether their, child is, investing as well, right? It seems like everyone's investing just to buy GameStop, right? It's basically Occupy Wall Street 2.0, where, basically now you have the Wall Street's attention, because they're actually losing money now, right? The common folk is actually rising against the elite. And, with more people buying, the more, price swings that, GameStop experiences, the more billions that they lose. So what they do is, Melvin's, snitch ass goes on CNBC, tells, certain reporters, Andrew, left Sorkin, or whatever that dude's name is, his little cuck ass is, trying to dissuade, traders.
Real questions, of course, about stock manipulation, about the power of what's taking place on places like Reddit, really what's motivating this type of trading behavior at all. It clearly has nothing to do with the fundamentals of GameStop itself anymore, and much more to do with sort of pop psychology of who's going to be left holding the bag. The thing that concerns me most at this point is whether some of these investors will actually start to get out today. They'll look at this and say, we won the game, if that's winning.
They're just feeding them lines, right? This ain't no pump and dump. We like the stock. Everything's public. This is not the first time, the hedge funds have actually used Wall Street Bets to counterbet them. Every post is public, right? So, that narrative is so stupid. And, for them to just, talk about the retail investor like they just don't know what they're doing is just, peak comedy.
The short sellers, generally speaking, are more knowledgeable than the long players.
If you think about it, just by these couple of days of just watching these reporters and how they're talking about, the common people investing, dude, the amount of disgust that they show towards them should be really eye-opening towards everyone, dude, because, Like, these guys want you to just be a wage cuck throughout your whole life. Pay your taxes, save your money in the bank, but not just that. We'll use your money in the bank in order to, make ourselves rich, right? I mean, the 2008, financial crisis that happened, like, no one went to jail, right? No one went to jail. Occupy Wall Street, when people showed up at Wall Street to, protest, right? They didn't really have kind of a clear-cut message, right? I mean, a lot of it was just, factional. Hey, capitalism bad, blah, 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 and all that stuff. And then you see the elite people come out, just peering down the, the common people, drinking champagne, right? Just kind of pissed them off and stuff like that. And now, you see, 2021, right, where everyone's just buying GameStop to increase the price swings, causing them to losing more money, right? I mean, every time these CNBC talking heads saying, oh, Melvin closed their shorts, closed their, positions, they're lying, right? I mean, the amount of stock manipulation that I've ever seen just blatantly in your face, right? Blatantly in your face. I mean, like, it is like, bro, it's like we are in a movie right now, right? Where you're thinking to the script writer, like, dude, that's just too obvious. Like, there's no way the audience will, like, fall for that, right? But it's actually happening right now. Like, they're literally manipulating the stock.
Well, they intentionally cratered a bunch of stocks, a lot of the ones you just mentioned, the short seas stocks, by not letting people buy it, only selling it. There was only one outcome: crater the stock. They basically stole money from their own clients. They knew that was going to happen to help the hedge funds basically cover. Is there proof of that? If they do the investigation right, I'm sure there will be. But, it's one thing to say we're worried and you freeze the market and you can't buy or sell. And if people want to liquidate at what it is, fine. But to intentionally crater the stock at the expense of all of your customers, well, that's criminal in my mind. That's flat out criminal.
I mean, just look at, Vlad on Robinhood, right? Vlad comes on every news outlet and starts lying, saying that they're protecting, the retail investors, right? Why does the retail investors need protection in the first place, right? Why do we need protection when we're the ones who know the full risk of investing? How is it protecting the investors, the retail investors, by only causing one option on certain stocks to just sell? Like, you can't even buy the stock anymore. You just have to sell, right? So when you see kind of stuff like that, it kind of triggers in, certain people's minds who have paper hands, right? Paper hands, like, obviously, like, oh no, I can't increase my position, and now I'm kind of spooked, right? So I'm gonna have to sell. I mean, that's what you're psychologically doing to certain people, right? Who have paper hands. Some people repost and they get influenced, or like, oh, okay, this sounds good, all right. And when push comes to shove, they just sell immediately if it dips like a little bit, like maybe if it dips like 5% or 10%, oh damn, like, they're kind of shook, so they sell, right? I mean, that's what happened with the WallstreetBets, Discord. They banned the Discord for, quote unquote hate speech, right? But like, they put the Discord back up. That Discord, I used to be in that Discord, but now it's like filled up to the max where it's like 500K members, so I can't even get in anymore. So now, they put it back up, right? I mean, how's that not manipulation? Because, they spooked them. WallstreetBets went private. Stock drops. Stock options are limiting them. You're obviously, forcing the hand of the retail investors while allowing hedge funds to cover their shorts, right? Because once the creators, they make some of their money back. Maybe they get out of their positions. I don't know. Right? I don't think they got out of their positions. And now they're just gonna pay the fine, right? How, corrupt the system is, where, it's easier to pay the fine and, you know, possibly go to jail than actually lose, you know, billions upon billions in their position just to short GameStop 140%, right, on the short float. I don't even know how that is even legal, right? Shorting, you know, the stock 140%. I mean, wasn't that the case of, you know, shorting, you know, the bubble in 2008? If I remember correctly, that should be illegal. So I don't know how is that even legal. So maybe I'm getting my facts, you know, wrong, but just the amount of people, you know, talking about, you know, oh man, we have to protect this, protect that, you know, they don't know what they're investing in, like stuff like that. Like, dude, y'all talking heads are just, you know, your time is over. So the people have basically come together. They're tired of, you know, stock manipulation, because that's what they always do on CNBC, right? They go on CNBC. What's that dude's name? Bill Ackman, right? The Pershing Holden dude or whatever. You know, one of the successful, you know, hedge fund managers, right? Goes on CNBC, starts crying. Oh, you know, hell is coming. Every stock dips, rebuys at the end, at the bottom, makes billions upon billions. That's cool, right? That's cool. But if one dude with his tie, you know, tied up on his hair, bets 50K on GameStop, right? Place where if I want to, you know, sell my, you know, PS2 games right now, right? If I want to sell my Jack and Dexter collection, my Final Fantasy collections, they'll only give me like $2 for that shit. This dude bet, what was it, April, like leap calls, no, a 6-month call, ending in April. I believe it's a 12 call, April, ending on April 6th expiration date. That's not cool right now, right? I mean, a lot of people are talking about it. It seems a lot of people who are talking about the Wall Street bet thing, they're just riding the wave, right? They don't really know too much of Wall Street Bets. Wall Street Bets is all, you know, it's one of the last standing, you know, OG subreddits where you can, you know, basically say whatever you want. I mean, not kind of say whatever you want in a way where, you know, can't be all racist and stuff like that, but say whatever you want and how you feel. It's the last bastion of basically, you know, where everyone comes together just to lose money, right? Lose money with friends. That's what it's always been. You know, here we are today where, you know, people should basically, you know, continue the fight, right? I mean, I got my GameStop, you know, it goes down. You know, I'm not a financial advisor or whatever. This is not financial advice. But, you know, the hedge funds, I don't think they're going to win at all. And this is a once in a lifetime event again, where now it seems the little guy's going to win. And it seems like, you know, it's only a matter of time before, you know, the GameStop squeeze happens. Hopefully, all this stock actually goes up all the way up to 10K or whatever, because there's the Melvin has infinite risk, right? You know, a lot of people who are spoken that are for, you know, this GameStop thing. You know, we got Chamath, you know, Elon, you know, Dave Portnoy talking to, you know, Stephen Cohen, and, you know, a lot of the dominoes are coming down. And the fact that, you know, the regulators are actually looking into this and fast tracking this thing shows that who's really for who, right? I mean, who are they really protecting? It should really open the eyes of people, right? You know, Occupy Wall Street Bets. We're going to the moon. Don't sell. Don't sell. That's the main message. You know, apes together strong.